So what did Carter do?
Well, the State of the Union address, scheduled for January of that year, provided him the chance to make his point. And here's the president on that occasion discussing the situation in the Persian Gulf. And we need to listen to the president's words.
Let our position be absolutely clear. An attempt by any outside force to gain control of the Persian Gulf region will be regarded as an assault on the vital interests of the United States of America and such an assault will be repelled by any means necessary, including military force.
Note the applause greeting that last sentence, which became known as the Carter Doctrine. Our political class was in a mood to do some muscle flexing and maybe to pick a fight.
What, in essence, did the Carter Doctrine signify?
Well, taken at face value, it stated that the United States was going to fight to prevent any outside power, obvious allusion to the Soviet Union, from controlling the Gulf. Yet when translated into practice, the Carter Doctrine became something much more. As we shall see during subsequent lessons, the scope of the Carter Doctrine was destined to expand. Rather than simply committing to keeping the world's oil supply from falling into the hands of hostile outsiders, Washington ended up deploying U.S. military forces across much of the Islamic world, with the expectation of shaping events everywhere from Libya in the west to Somalia in the south to Pakistan in the east. What becomes clear in retrospect is that the Carter Doctrine amounted to a de facto declaration of war, even though neither Carter himself nor anyone else in a position of authority anticipated how that war was destined to evolve or what it was going to cost. To use a term that makes many Americans uncomfortable, the promulgation of the Carter Doctrine led willy-nilly to an ill-fated effort to incorporate into the American empire large swaths of the Muslim world.
So Carter set out on a journey without the least understanding of where it was likely to lead.
Exactly. Still, consider the irony. The president who had just the previous summer had urged Americans to rethink their way of life and to wean themselves from their addiction to foreign oil was now committed to using any means necessary to ensure that they'd never have to worry about where the next oil fix was going to come from. Talk about reversing course.